Hello friends, I am Akshay and you are watching Udyam Gyan. Today we will talk about 1997 Asian crisis. The 1997 Asian financial crisis, also known as the Asian currency crisis or the Asian economic crisis, was a severe financial crisis that affected many countries in East and Southeast Asia, including Thailand, Indonesia, South Korea, Malaysia, and the Philippines, as well as other nations in the region. The crisis had far-reaching consequences for the global economy. The crisis began in July 1997 when the Thai baht, Thailand's currency, came under speculative attacks and lost its peg to the US dollar. This triggered a contagion effect, spreading panic and causing investors to withdraw their funds from other Asian countries as well. The crisis was characterized by currency devaluations, sharp declines in stock markets, high levels of corporate and government debt, and a severe economic contraction. The underlying causes of the crisis were a combination of factors, including weak financial systems, unsustainable levels of external borrowing, high levels of short-term debt, fixed exchange rate regimes, and inadequate regulatory frameworks. Additionally, there were structural weaknesses in some of the affected economies, such as excessive reliance on exports, heavy borrowing by corporations and financial institutions, and weak corporate governance practices. The crisis had significant social and economic impacts. Many businesses and financial institutions faced bankruptcy, and millions of people lost their jobs. The crisis also highlighted weaknesses in the international financial system and led to calls for reform. International financial institutions, such as the International Monetary Fund (IMF), provided financial assistance packages to affected countries to help stabilize their economies, but these measures came with conditions, including austerity measures and economic reforms. Over time, the affected countries implemented various reforms to address the structural issues in their economies. Some of these reforms included improving financial regulation and supervision, strengthening corporate governance, increasing transparency and accountability, and adopting more flexible exchange rate regimes. As a result, many of the affected countries were able to recover and experience sustained economic growth in the following years. The 1997 Asian financial crisis served as a wake-up call for many countries and policymakers regarding the risks associated with financial liberalization, excessive borrowing, and weak financial systems. It also emphasized the importance of implementing sound macroeconomic policies, maintaining financial stability, and building resilience in the face of external shocks. Let's take a closer look at the case of Thailand, which was one of the countries at the center of the 1997 Asian financial crisis. Thailand had experienced a period of rapid economic growth and rising foreign investment in the years leading up to the crisis. However, several factors contributed to its vulnerability and eventual crisis. 1. Excessive borrowing and currency peg. The Thai government had accumulated a significant amount of external debt, much of it denominated in foreign currencies. The baht was pegged to the US dollar at an overvalued exchange rate, making Thai exports less competitive and creating a trade deficit. 2. Speculative attacks and capital flight. As investors became concerned about the sustainability of Thailand's economic policies and the health of its financial institutions, there was a loss of confidence in the baht. Speculators started betting against the currency and engaging in massive short selling, causing a rapid depreciation of the baht. 3. Weak financial sector. Thailand's financial institutions, particularly the banks, were burdened with high levels of non-performing loans and were poorly regulated. Many banks had engaged in risky lending practices, financing speculative real estate and stock market investments. As the baht depreciated and businesses faced difficulties servicing their dollar-denominated debt, the banking sector was severely hit. 4. Contagion effect. The crisis quickly spread to other Asian countries, fueled by fears of similar weaknesses in their economies. Investors started withdrawing their funds from other countries with similar vulnerabilities, exacerbating the crisis and causing a regional economic meltdown. In response to the crisis, Thailand turned to the International Monetary Fund (IMF) for assistance. The IMF provided a financial package of $17.2 billion in exchange for implementing structural reforms and austerity measures. These measures included fiscal tightening, bank restructuring, closure of insolvent financial institutions, and the liberalization of the financial sector. The crisis had significant social and economic impacts on Thailand. The economy contracted sharply, leading to widespread bankruptcies, high unemployment rates, and social unrest. The government had to implement strict austerity measures, resulting in reduced public spending and increased taxes. Many Thais lost their homes and jobs, and poverty rates increased. Over time, Thailand implemented various reforms to address the weaknesses exposed by the crisis. The financial sector was restructured, regulatory frameworks were strengthened, and more stringent risk management practices were adopted. The government also pursued export-led growth strategies and diversified its trading partners to reduce dependence on a single market. Thailand's recovery from the crisis was gradual but steady. The country experienced a period of sustained economic growth, implemented structural reforms, and enhanced its financial sector resilience. Lessons from the crisis led to a greater emphasis on financial stability, improved governance, and the need for sound macroeconomic policies. The 1997 Asian financial crisis served as a turning point for Thailand and other affected countries, leading to significant reforms and changes in economic policies to prevent a recurrence of similar crises in the future. So, this is all about 1997 Asian crisis. If you like this video, please like, share this video and subscribe to this channel.